As a society, we are fascinated by the future. From sci-fi movies like Aliens and Blade Runner, to Interstellar or the popular video game and series Fallout. I mean, even the classic Back to the Future 2, while hilariously inaccurate, was fascinating. So, what if you came across a poster from the future about the past? What would it tell you, or even warn you about? Now, let's see what artist and graphic designer Mia Cincelli has done with this exact idea. So Mia.
All right, hi, good morning.
Good to meet you. So tell me then, so you're actually, not only are you a graphic designer, but you're also an educator as well, right?
I am, yes. So I'm an associate professor of art studio and digital design at the University of Kentucky in the School of Art and Visual Studies.
That is a long...
It's a long title, but I teach graphic design and typography to undergraduates, and it is so much fun.
Yeah, well, and this is cool. Like we were just saying, it's not very often I've been to an art show, and it's like a graphic designer has taken the space and like curated the whole thing.
This particular show is called Working Backwards, and Working Backwards imagines if we were to visit a museum 100 years in the future, what would we find?
What if you step back and looked at what we value today? From the cell phones we consume, the crazy shoes we wear, or even the cars we drive that we think are so futuristic.
So as a graphic designer, I have to kind of deal with the fact that everything I make will eventually be used or recycled or thrown away. If I design a package, what happens to it after its life? If I design a poster, what happens to it after the event? What would this look like in the year 2125, and what would that tell us about who we are as people, about what we value and what we do and what we've faced? And so this exhibition imagines that next 100 years, but presents it in the past tense.
Okay.
And so people can look through the future and imagine what we want that future to be. So on this wall, for instance, so this imagines the 2050s and thinking about the future of food and thinking about sustainability. And so in the future, what are we eating? Are we okay eating something like longhorn beetles as protein instead of beef? And how might we think about that? So this is a hypothetical packaging for American protein longhorn beetle burger. And is this a future that we like, or is this a future we would like to avoid?
Hey everybody, welcome to the cafe. I'm so glad you came. I've got two specials today, come on up. First one, it's the Bloody Beetle Burger. I took dead beetles, a ton of them, ground them up into this sloppy mess that looks like meat. It's not meat, dyed it red. Now, then I sandwich a ton of dead beetles in there, the big juicy ones where you crunch and the guts just come out in your mouth. It's lovely. Now, the second one I'm pretty excited about. This one came about because I am having an infestation of cockroaches around the cafe. So, just ground them up, put them in this sandwich. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure I give you lots of really juicy dead ones right on top. I'm gonna fry that up. It's gonna be crunchy, tasty, a little gritty, but it's gonna be beautiful. Just remember, don't swallow too fast. A cockroach shell get caught in your throat, cut your throat up, blood everywhere. I don't wanna deal with that. So listen, enjoy my sandwiches. Nothing says anything better than a bug sandwich in the middle of the afternoon. Have a great day.
This is a yard sign that is from a historical collection, imagining a response to building new nuclear power in Cleveland and what that might mean for something like the Great Lakes. This is a poster for a rail line between the United States and Canada, and what high-speed rail might look like, and what different lines would there be, and what kind of things like coasters might there be from those potential rail lines that people use and then throw away. So these are just artifacts of a potential future. And if we want this kind of future, what do we need to do now?
The way you've done this is like really cool. Like the pieces look real, like
hey, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Do you want to see some real artifacts? Do you want to see some stuff? One of these artifacts is an ad for an indoor air quality reader. And so much like an everyday thermometer that we might have in our house to let us know what the temperature is outside, would we have something that tells us about air quality and how might air quality change in the future? Just think about things that we might throw away every day, like packaging for a candy bar or packaging in candy wrappers. So things that look really familiar. So why these are important is they are made with something called zarbitrol. And zarbitrol is, I've imagined, a kind of fungus that grows in the future only in high heat, but tastes exactly like sugar and has very few calories. So this imagines what that kind of future looks like and how we might discover that from these kind of everyday nothing artifacts.
I love this. this. Yeah, I love that you're
Thank
just
you,
creating
thanks.
different conversations.
It's a weird timeline.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. It's honestly, it's food for thought. The teacher in me is like, this is a great example of like, if you want to make a conversation about something, like, I love the way you've gone about it. You know, like, well, what if this happened? What would it look like? What would the signage look like? The physical elements. So that's cool.
Thank you for saying that. You've stumbled into the definition of what we would call speculative design, which is using design to ask what if. So it can imagine a new future or imagine a new way forward. So I'm glad that you said that, because this is speculative design.
Okay, I love it. No, it's great. It's really encouraging. Yeah, for like people to think about graphic design in that way.
Yeah,
so that's cool.